there is an ongoing debate amongst influencers, and likely one that you are involved in yourself, in terms of what actually goes into finding quality altcoins, what goes into finding the true big players in the space before they actually take off, or how you structure your portfolio. How much Bitcoin, how much Ethereum, how much Solana are you supposed to own? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to break down my 20,000 hours in crypto researching. I'm not talking about fluffing around 20,000 hours. I'm talking about all day, every day, between 7 to 16 hours researching. This is my job, has been for a while now, and I want to boil it down into this video. I want to tell you, based on all the money I've lost, all the countless mistakes and the successes, what actually constitutes quality research, quality portfolio, adequate risk management, and all the rest you need to succeed in this bull run. Mark my words, this is a video you're going to have to watch, especially if you are new to the industry or you want to brush up on some of these things you've been taught across the line. Again, every influencer has a different opinion, okay? And for good reason. I believe we need at least 2 decades worth of real history to find good data to actually pull and construct something reasonable from, whether that's researching coins, whether that's, constructing a quality portfolio. We're about 10 years away from that point. So this is going to go off what I believe the crypto market will be for this bull run. This may be different in the next bull run. So strap yourselves in, guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you do find yourself enjoying this. A lot of work does go into these videos. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button as well, because you know why? That's going to actually help you achieve all your goals in this bull run. So guys, simply to save time here, I'm going to break up each of these sections. I've got about 7 or 8 of these sections to touch on. I believe are the most important points everyone must know. Like, there's no, I should kind of learn this. It's like you must learn this. And from there, you guys can do extra research. I'll leave a whole bunch of links, if I can remember, in the pinned comment or the description to allow you to just go through and watch those videos. Okay, I do each of these in deeper detail, but mark my words, you need to know this sort of stuff. This isn't a per choice thing. This is mandatory. This is compulsory. You must do it, or you just run the risk of screwing up like I had to many times. So first of all, let's talk about influencers. Now, I'll keep this brief because I've made my fair share of influencer call out videos in a way to help you guys. I don't like stirring up drama. I bring you what I believe to be the actual truth, because I don't like you guys getting wrecked, because I was once there too in the previous cycle at the very beginning, listening to influencers tell me to do this and do that, and this is the reason why, and this is going to explode, and this is going to do well, and then just ape in and do it, and then end up screwing myself over. And it is your fault. You're the one pulling the trigger. So it is influencers, but probably not in the way you expect. A lot of these guys mean well, and I'm not going to crap on anyone individually here. What I'm trying to make the point of is that some of these guys don't actually know how to research crypto themselves. They have liked the idea. Maybe you have even liked the idea of starting your own crypto YouTube channel, and for good reason. It's a great job to have, and it's one that you might be very passionate about, but they start this journey not knowing how to research, and they kind of figure it out on the way. And part and partial, I had to do that sort of myself. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have as much information as I do to keep myself accountable. But here's the problem. People listen to that, right? People listen and go along with you on the journey. And ultimately speaking, a lot of these guys actually listen to a price prediction from someone else who got that from someone else. And I know this because I watch a lot of price prediction videos, and their thesis and their reasoning for a certain price prediction is the exact same as mine. Now, obviously, all mine are very real, and they come from data and my own personal experience with coins and part of my Pumpamentals plan. But what if someone got a price prediction from someone completely making up out of thin air? You go watch a couple of videos from maybe a price prediction on Ondo Finance, and all of a sudden you've got a prediction of $100 and $300 or whatever, 100 and 110, and you think Ondo's going to about 105 on average. And this is very much so where it can really skew your perception of possible multiples and get you wrecked. We'll talk more about risk management here in a second, and multiples possibly made for coins to be safe. But needless to say, be very aware of a price prediction. I think in the sense of a price prediction, it's completely a guess. And also, that is usually where influencers will guess the price goes to and comes back down. So it pretty much wicks up and wicks down, which means there's no liquidity up there. So you never want to actually try to exit at the price prediction ever. I'll talk more about that later on. just be aware again, influencers, use them for entertainment purposes, maybe a way to trigger you to research a certain area that you didn't think of before. Never follow their black and white calls on things. Do your own research. Next up, a very important point indeed. It's coin market cap or CoinGecko analysis, guys. A lot of you do this, and I actually got this from someone in the private community that actually inspired me to do this segment here, because he pretty much said, hey, look, I looked at ICP's chart. When in doubt, zoom out. I zoomed out. This isn't impressive. Worrying signs. I get it, right? You click the all button on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, or you scroll down, and sometimes you feel like you're doing some research. This isn't even research. This is a way to gauge certain areas of the project, but you really have no idea of anything from either of these websites, okay? So obviously this is CoinMarketCap, a great way to sort of, again, gauge what's happening on a coin. And if you zoom out on ICP, it looks horrible, horrendous. But you have to know the reason why this happened, right? All these price movements, there's always reasons why. From the price going down here to $33, up here to about, $80, you have to know the reason why. Why did it climb like that? That was a bull run back then, of course. But why did it drop so suddenly down here on launch? And there is a very valid reason. Okay, so actually this has got nothing to do with the quality of the coin itself, but you also can't always assume that either, okay? Because you'll find coins that actually do have amazing pumps, but they legitimately did have a dump based on bad news or based on the fact that it was a scam and a rug pull that you go ahead and buy because, that just normally happens on launches, and then you end up screwing yourself over. So you can't sort of assume things off the rip. Use CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko as a guide, because you can very easily believe the all-time high really was $400 or $700 for ICP, or on the contrary, you can also believe this coin is now a scam because it's so far down from what appeared to be a genuine launch. Next up, let's talk about portfolio size. And I want you to really listen to this one, please, specifically because a lot of you guys have very large portfolios, and you're only going to realize the mistake you have made in the bull run. You're going to be very easily overwhelmed unless this is your full-time job. In my opinion, I think you should have no more than 15 to 20 altcoins, and I'm talking 16 to 20 is like a lot, okay? I think 15 should be the max. Personally speaking, here's the reason why. I am of the firm belief, being through a bull run and reanalyzing where I went wrong, that basically you have to do about 10 minutes of research per project per day. In the thick of it, because narratives, as we'll see in a second here, different areas of the industry will have their all-time highs differently. Therefore, a third of your portfolio might have their all-time high. They might come down, another third might come up, and simultaneously the other third comes up. It's very hard to be able to manage a portfolio that is 20, 30, 40, 50 coins. I couldn't even imagine you poor people who have 50 coins, especially if you have a lot of coins that you pretty much have invested equally in. If you've all got you've got 50 altcoins and you've got like $100 in each altcoin, I feel so sorry for you. You're going to be so stressed out, right? Look to condense the size of this portfolio if you possibly can. Of course, none of this is financial advice. And the way you're able to research per project here and actually able to stay up to date in the quickest way possible, I'm talking about 5 to 10 minutes here, is to go to a place like Luna Crush. If you have Luna Crush, okay, it is free, but you do have to pay for premium. I think this is a free option over here. Type in your project. I'm using HBAR up here. Some of you smaller coins won't have this, so make sure you listen up to the next part here because this will make sense. Scroll down, or again, just go to Twitter. Twitter's a very important place for here. And actually follow 3 different types of people. Number 1, follow the project itself. You can see here one of the top creators is actually the project here itself or the foundation. So for Solana, it'd be the Solana Foundation or whoever. And then you want to actually follow an evangelist. So someone who specifically and only talks about that one coin on Twitter. Okay, Twitter's the most important place for this. YouTube, these updates come out way too slow. Sometimes an hour and a half can kill a coin. You don't want to wait for that. And you want to follow the third and final person who is a generalized influencer. So someone like myself who covers a wide array of coins, ICP, Hedera, Render, and so on. This way, if the evangelists miss something or they're sleeping, I might be able to pick it up again, or someone else in my sort of standing, and then we can post about it, and at least you're up to date on the news. This is a must. And if you think about it, you have to go through each of these 3 accounts every single day in the bull run itself. That's my opinion. You don't have to. You really don't have to. But if you want to make sure you're not missing anything, then this is mandatory. Next up, let's talk exchanges, guys. In my personal opinion, this is one of the most important things you can possibly do, because if you get where you store your crypto wrong or where you buy and sell your crypto, first of all, you could actually lose all your money. And obviously, in the best possible case, you could end up paying a whole load of fees that you could have possibly saved on. Both are important, and yes, you can obviously opt for more safety for higher fees. I'd probably recommend that. So I'll let you guys make a choice, but I've got two personal ways that I actually execute any and all of my transactions. Literally, I am partnered with both of these guys, but I use them for a period of a few months before we even officiated the partnership, okay? So the first one here is Caleb and Brown. This is actually a brokerage. This is where I store most of my crypto at all times. You might think I'm crazy, okay? Yes, you can go ahead and use a Tangem. I'm also partnered with these guys. Cold storage, link down below as well. Same with Caleb and Brown. Same with the next exchange I'll talk about. But again, I use these guys pretty much, honestly, for the most part, to store most of my crypto. That way it is completely liquid. Whenever I want, I can sell, swap, and I can also, import my, AUD, my fiat, into this very quickly. It's instant and out instantly. So it's like, honestly, extremely, extremely good brokerage. They're not an exchange, okay? These guys are an exchange. So CoinW is the other exchange I'd recommend. These guys are non-KYC. That's why I like them. You don't have to KYC, put your driver's license. You just create an account, put in a two-factor. Use my link down below. We're doing a 10,000 USDT and 5,000 PYTH airdrop in this trading competition. The details are over here, guys. Most important thing in this time in the bull run is to stack your bloody cash, stack your crypto. In this contest, you will be able to possibly win a large chunk of money. This will be running for 20 days. The sooner you're in, the better. The more trading volume you'll pick up. The more volume you pick up, the more money you make. First in, best dressed. But Caleb and Brown, of course, is that safety net. I help make my money on CoinW. Okay, do some of my swaps and trades over there if the Caleb and Brown doesn't have those coins. And then I always shuffle back to Caleb and Brown. I actually have this under a company set up right now, which might be very appealing to some of you guys who want to trade literally under a company. So having access to a lot of information all in one place, I believe, is so important, especially if that information is objective. And what I mean is it's all stemmed from data. No one's had their personal opinions or input into any of the information. It's all based on facts. That is why I created the over 9-page bullrun cheat sheet. If you're a subscriber, you've heard me talk about this quite a lot. This is available in the private community, and we'll be making this available for individual purchase soon. But I'll tell you what, right now, I can scroll through this. It's going to be blurred, so you won't be able to actually see what it's all about. We have over 9 pages worth of information in this sheet just to help you guys with calculating your possible gains, staking benefits, your possible DCA level calculator, right, to work at your weighted averages, your VCs to watch and links to their portfolios, narrative strength, price change relative to Bitcoin, price predictions on over 100 different altcoins, and a lot more, guys. So something like this is invaluable. Again, I really pride myself on creating this sheet, which has taken me a lot of time. Pretty much all my 20,000 hours in crypto has led to this, as well as this video. And ultimately speaking, this is where you're going to find all that information in one place to help you succeed this bull run. So I would be crazy if I didn't put in this video, right, this sheet, because this is going to help you so much. So anyone can have access to this level 1 and above in the private community. Of course, links are also down below. But the premise here, guys, is the fact that we're looking for actual information to stem from things. Like I said before, the influencers, right? Anyone can come up with a crazy price prediction, especially if they're basing it on what someone else said that they feel like could be right and could hold some merit. You want to come to a place where price predictions are literally built from data, all right? So it's all in this sheet here. Like I said, links down below. And before I forget as well, we also are doing a $20,000 giveaway in the private community. The rules are on screen. Essentially, you have to be in there for at least 3 months. You'll earn yourself 3 tickets for that waiting time, and every single month you get an extra ticket. We're doing the lottery at the end of this year, and 2 people will have, again, basically $10,000 each. So go ahead, join up, and you'll see for yourself this is the place to be. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here is mental filters. Okay, this is what I used to teach in my one-on-one consults with previous clients, where they wanted to know actually how to research right from having nothing from scratch, right, pen and paper, to actually having a list of altcoins that they knew that would do quite well, okay? And this was one of the steps along the way before actually buying the altcoins and before researching. We'd apply mental filters. Number 1, trust no one. No one's your friend. As much as I try to help you guys, I will dump on you. So will the next person, right? You don't know my sell levels, the guys in the private community do, but no one knows my sell levels. You don't know the other influencers, their sell levels. No one knows. You could have a flurry of whales dump 1 cent beneath your price targets, and you're missing your price targets by 1 cent, okay? So please make sure, trust no one. And I don't mean that in a nefarious way. It's just better you don't trust anyone than you try to trust everyone. You will get yourself wrecked, okay? It's coming from a place of love. Next up, cryptocurrencies are businesses. They really, truly are businesses, everyone. They're out here to make money. They will convince you to buy their coin, especially if they are projects that really push the selling of their coin. We have a great coin. Please check out our coin. Here's a link to our contract. Go buy our coin, so on, because they're trying to steal your money. Essentially, have that mindset. There are a small few that aren't, Render, HBAR, and so on, but they still are businesses. They still will try to incentivize you to buy their coin no matter how big they are, apart from Bitcoin, okay? Most games are looking to sell their token. The utility/future demand should be enough to sell you. So the idea of the project, the meme, the unique aspects that make you go, wow, should be enough. If it's not, and they're looking to, again, sell the coin to you, that's a big red flag in my opinion. They could actually dump on you in a scam, and it could come out of the blue, all right? Or a Luna situation. Projects actually trying to revolutionize the world, again, aren't trying to sell their token. These are just things to remember. A website can have a company, brand, or person being impersonated on it. Therefore, don't take any face as factual. Reverse image search and Google on LinkedIn every single person on probably at least the top 4 or 5 members of their team. Do that process, okay? LinkedIn, reverse image, Google search, because a lot of the time they will pull familiar faces in to make it seem like they're working with them. If they aren't listed on the LinkedIn experience or the LinkedIn employment places of that person, it is a red possible flag. Next up, the world's best or the world's first. How many times have we heard this on crypto projects, websites? Need to have some validity. Always ensure the technical papers support it. If you can, just do a little bit of research. Hey, we're the world's first blockchain. First blockchain in the world. Bitcoin. Well, one of anyway. So you can quickly, find out that's fraudulent. And to me, I guess honest marketing is always a sign that the team is possibly not aligned with what they propose as their true values. Ecosystem comes first. Projects looking at growing their ecosystem for the long term is important. These are the ones you want to really buy, because none of us know if we might get hit by a bus, God forbid, tomorrow, okay? End up in a coma for 3 years. Wake up. The last thing you would want is your crypto tokens in coins that aren't actually going to be around in the next bull run. So pivot yourself into coins, focusing on an ecosystem, focusing on growing an actual genuine product, and from there, you should be okay, again, in the worst possible case. Now, let's talk about actual researching cryptocurrencies. And I'll be quick here because I have so much content available on the channel. I've got an hour and a half video. I've got an hour and a half video in the private community talking about this. I mean, this is fundamentally where I had to learn the most in researching crypto, and it's what I call Pumpamentals. People also call their research methods Pumpamentals. This is what I just slapped the name on it. It's probably different to the rest of them, but this sequence of research is, I think, by far the most important for this bull run. This bull run is a speculative market. This has got no validity to it. It's the Wild West, guys. None of it makes sense. You have to learn to research accordingly. You can't look at on-chain information, look at the metrics, look at the new addresses increasing and stuff, and look at that and go, this is definitively what will actually make the project pump. This is what's going to be the next 100x altcoin. Because 100x altcoin can 100x without having a billion different users and stuff like that, okay? So first of all, it's the narrative. It's where is the project situated? Is it AI? Is it gaming? Is it DeepIn? What is it? And is that important for the bull run? Is it going to pretty much gain traction based on what we know so far? The next thing is the meme. It's the most unique aspect of the coin. Is it easy to understand for not just you? You might be a seasoned researcher or crypto enthusiast, but is it easy for the average degen to actually research themselves? If it's not, then I'm sorry, it's not a good project. If it's difficult for someone to understand as the majority, and it might be easy for you as someone who's a bit more experienced, it's not going to gain traction. Like I said, this is a speculative market. This isn't supposed to be designed for actual developers. If it's a great coin for a developer, okay, they're like, oh my God, this massive playground of complex ways we can make these applications and so on. Yeah, you might have more developers come on, but the coin's price ain't going to go up. That's what happens with speculation money, okay? And this is how the speculation money flows typically in the all-time highs of these coins. New money comes in, all right? These degens, people like you and I, retail, they go, where can I put my money? And they go, well, all these influencers are talking about the latest narrative trend of this month, which is layer one altcoins. We've seen gaming. We've seen AI and DeepIn pop off already, right? So what is the hottest trend of that month or week. Okay, so if it is layer ones and not any of these other coins, okay, well, where do we park our money? What coin do we buy? Well, it's the one that's the most unique. It's the one that stands out the most. It's the one that pretty much these DJs and retail money can easily understand. If it's not easily understood and therefore easy to propagate, to send and talk about, it ain't going to gain traction, guys. Bitcoin, easiest possible project to understand, essentially digital gold. So people are going to catch on to this and it's going to pass around. Ethereum, a little bit harder to understand. Solana, a little bit harder. And as you trickle down, you notice that, actually the projects that are the easiest to understand, fundamentally speaking, are the ones that do the best. It's as simple as that, okay? Now, in terms of the overall narrative growth of the bull run, I believe these coins right here, or these areas, will do the best, okay? So I've ranked these in the bull run cheat sheet. You guys can't see this page right now, but of course, I've shared this quite a bit on the channel. Nevertheless, I think if you want to have a better understanding of what I think will do the best, that's where to find it. And this is proof right here that these narratives have their all-time highs independent of one another. There is no one big rise to the top with Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin will go to 150, 200K or 500K, whatever you believe in. And these coins will still pop off at different times than one another, okay? And this is living proof right here. This is all the different narratives and having their all-time highs at different moments. Now, likewise, again, the meme plays a very important part. So the area of crypto that does well is important to have coins in those areas, but also the coins that do the best, again, are the ones that stand out the most. That's very important to understand, right? This is the velocity. This is why people want to invest in it. Like I said, if all projects in layer one, for example, here happen at the same time, like this chart represents here with Solana and Avalanche and Bitcoin, well, why did Solana in this case pump 7,750%, while Avalanche did 2,500 and Bitcoin only 540%? Well, obviously Bitcoin was a larger coin back then, but these two were much of a muchness. Why was there such a disparity between the gains made in basically the same coin? Well, it all came down to essentially that Solana was a more unique, more mimetic coin. That's literally it. So if you learn what goes into a unique aspect of a coin and what separates it from its competition, right, what separates it from all the rest of these coins over here, you will have a winner. It's as simple as that. And lastly, let's talk about risk. Risk in your price predictions, risk in your portfolio, and risk in, honestly, the altcoins you're about to choose. So I've created this table you're about to see here in the bull run cheat sheet. Actually, I will make it available for you all to see here. And essentially, I've constructed it basically to the point where if you are someone looking to buy a coin based on its possible multiples, that you are increasing your risk. So for example, if we're looking at a coin like, let's say, Solana, okay, and Solana is a possible 5 to 10x, well, at most, if we're looking for a 10x for Solana, we have 20% risk. Okay, if we're looking for a micro cap that is, let's just say down here at a 50x, well, we're looking for a 50x, then we have, you guessed it, 100% risk. Okay, so this is a risk table working on multiples, possible multiples you're looking for. Now, for example, if you're looking for a micro cap that's going to 5x, well, that's 10% risk on the multiples. But the second part of the risk we have to assess here is also the market cap size of the coin. Many people seem to ignore this. Many people just buy their altcoins in their portfolio based on what influencers say or based on the possible multiples. But what you're also forgetting here is that the size of the coin actually plays an important role as well. If you're buying a coin with a 25 billion or more market cap, it's relatively low risk, but it's also low reward. Also, you might be buying some micro caps, obviously high risk because they pretty much might never gain enough traction to see some of the multiples you're looking for, even if those multiples are only a 5x, but they have extremely high reward, high upside. So this is anything between a 1 million or lower market cap to 100 mil market cap, okay? And obviously in between we have the 2 mil risk categories. This is where you can begin to organize your portfolio to have guaranteed gains, to offset some gains with high-risk coins, and to offset some risk with, again, middle ground-ish coins. So you can really play around here. I actually began organizing my portfolios based on these risk categories before I started even buying the coins. If you can figure out how much money am I willing to lose in crypto, if you have 10 grand to invest and you're willing to lose 5 grand, you have a 50% risk tolerance, which means you can pretty much look for coins, half your portfolio in terms of money, in these areas. But the 50% you can't lose, you're looking for these altcoins. Ones that you don't really get too many multiples from, but also ones that have lower risk, because you don't want all your portfolio going ass up. If you're someone who can have a 100% risk profile, which means you can pretty much look to take all the chances possible and lose it all, you can go for these high multiples, but I wouldn't suggest anyone out there does that unless you are literally someone who doesn't care to lose your money at all. Now, lastly, I'll mention here is also the price you sell at as well. Okay, so like I said, obviously you look for more multiples, you increase the risk. Fair enough. But on these price predictions influencers talk about, they'll have a price prediction, and that's where you assume naturally that's where the price is going to realistically go to. And that's not the case at all. Price predictions, in my sense, usually happen where it's like, spike, and then comes back down again, and then likely does something like this, okay? So this is what we call basically the red zone, right? So it's 25% down from that price prediction. Very easy formula to do. So if your price prediction over here for a Hedera is $1.20, for example, you multiply the price by 0.75, and that'll give you the output of, well, in this case for Hedera, it's 90 cents. And then from there, we go an extra 10% down. So you would do 120 multiplied by 0.65. Okay, and that's this level here. This is called the gray zone. Now, the gray zone itself is very important because this is our buffer zone. So in the case that it could be possibly illiquid here, where we have sellers versus sellers, which means that we basically can't sell because everyone's trying to sell, we prevent ourselves from getting caught up in that zone. So we pretty much sell in the green zone area here, okay? So you want to kind of be selling in the green zone, especially because usually when you sell, you don't just sell all at once. You sell in ladders, you sell in levels, and then you get your average of all those levels, and that's your actual average sell price. So we kind of want to look for the green zone. So basically the green zone ends, the very top part here, at 0.65 of whatever this level up here is, whatever the actual price prediction is. Again, the price prediction, so if Bobby Lee out there says, hey, guys, my price prediction for H-bar is $5, that's a bit outlandish, but in that case, you would still go $5 multiplied by 0.65, and that new price, whatever that comes out to be, is the top of the green zone, at least for Bobby Lee's price prediction, right? So guys, that is, for the most part, a lot of the research that's gone into my time in this industry, and I get it. There's a lot more to a lot of these things. Admittedly, there really is, but this should cover most of it in this time frame. So I hope you have learned something today and able to take it away, especially if you are someone new. As fun as the industry can be and as much money that you can see in front of your eyes, please note, it's all paper, it's all theoretical until you actually have the money in front of you. And guess what? In order for you to win, someone has to lose. This money doesn't come from nowhere, okay? So basically, when you sell, the market has to be convinced it's going much higher. Otherwise, you're going to end up in the red zone. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know down below what you thought of the video. Hit that like button if you made it this far, and I will talk to you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.